What's going on, guys? This is the second video of Offensive Topics. For those of you that don't know, this is a collection of videos that I'm making that cover various points of view, mainly my own, on obviously various different topics in the United States right now, and past, future, so on and so forth, that tend to hold a lot of offense to them. Different offensive topics, as the name of the channel suggests. The video we're going to be covering today, or the video topic that we're going to be covering today, will be on abortion. Abortion was illegal in the United States until the case of Roe v. Wade in January of 1973. It was turned over to, you can have, or they allow first and second trimester abortions, but there's still restrictions as to third trimester, because a lot of states consider that, well, all states consider that in itself to be too old for abortion. There are 4 states in the United States that don't allow abortion at all. Doesn't matter what trimester, it's completely outlawed in those 4 states. I don't have those states right off the top of my head, but I know one of them is California. Since the legalization of abortion in the United States in 1973, there's been a total of over 55 million abortions. And if you do the math on that, that's about 3,000 abortions a day, resulting into another abortion every 20 to 23 seconds in the United States. Also, through the time period of January 22nd, which is when abortion became legalized in America, to now having over 55 million abortions, that's more casualties of U.S. soldiers in any war in the history of America. That's over 200 years, compared to it's been in the, let's see, 73, so about 40 years now that abortion's been legalized. And yet we still manage to kill more things that we create rather than, people who are dying for us. Every year in the United States, 1.4 million abortions, roughly, is carried out. As far as statistics go, about 18% of those are carried out by people under the age of 18. To be more precise, it's around 17.4% of anyone under the age of 18 having an abortion. That's reported. That doesn't count in the unreported ones. These are all statistics found and published through the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It's a federal agency, and this just happens to be one of the things that they cover. More popular is women in their 20s. They statistically, for abortions, women in their 20s make up 58% of yearly abortions, and women in their 30s make up 22%. So that leaves the women below 20, sorry, not 18, but basically, teenagers make up 18% of yearly abortions in the United States. And quite frankly, it's monotonous, the fact that abortion has even become legalized at all, because there is a lot better alternatives that women are offered to abortion, alternatives to abortion, adoption, so on and so forth. But women still find the need to, kill something they've created by whatever means, whether it's, they got drunk at some frat party and decided to be a whore and have a fucking 10-man football team train run through them, or they get raped. Well, who cares if you fucking got raped? I mean, that may be cruel to say, but who gives a fuck? But, if you're raped or you're a whore and you don't know how to close your fucking legs and they fly open all the time, just like the fucking, whatever flies open. I really don't know right at this point, but it doesn't matter why you got pregnant. The simple fact of the matter is, you have 9 months while that child is developing inside you to decide whether or not you want that kid, because that's a hell of a decision to make in a matter of a few days or a couple months or a few weeks, whatever, So give yourself that gestation period, give yourself the 9 months to think about it. If you decide you don't want the kid for whatever reason, financial issues, that seems to be a big one. Also, professional problems, a kid would cause problems in professional life. Or you don't want the reminder of, your rape being spawned out of you. Well, you don't have to deal with it. Just have the kid, put it up for adoption, because there are multiple families, hundreds of thousands, probably even millions of families, or even single women in the United States who can care for that child, obviously better than you give a shit to, but yet they're barren. They are completely unable to bear children. And here you are, not thinking two shits about that. You're just fucking, as soon as you can fit somebody in, you're squeezing something out into a vacuum tube. It's not right. I mean, abortion, honestly, in my opinion, should be illegalized again. Because, in 1990, we saw the biggest spike in abortions, recorded abortions, and that peaked over just 1.6 million. That was the year before I was born. Even the year I was born, it was right around just under 1.6 million, so like the 1.575 range. So that stands, a good fucking chance that I couldn't have been on abortion and you wouldn't have been seeing this right now. Well, lucky for me, I have a mom with high held standards against abortion, and it's important because, you never know whenever you could be shitting out the next president or person who cures AIDS into a fucking vacuum tube on a doctor's table, and you don't give two shits less because it'll cramp your lifestyle. You could potentially give birth to one of the greatest Americans that will ever live, but yet all you can think about is your own personal decisions. Now, this child will affect your life rather than this child can bring happiness to somebody else. I'll carry it for the 9 months, pop the little bastard out, and pass it on. How hard is that? If you want to get technical, you can actually be a surrogate mother, set up your pregnancy for somebody else. And you can make some money off it. So it's not really a loss. You don't, well, I'm not getting anything for it. Why should anybody have my kid? Get the fuck over yourself. You don't want it. Why the hell can't somebody else have it? But yeah, abortion, I'm not just talking about, when you walk into the doctor's office or abortion clinic or whatever and be like, I don't want this little son of a bitch growing inside me. Get him out. This includes the abortions from the morning after pill, the RU486 pill. The worst state in America for it is New York. According, it's been reported by the City of New York and CDC that 41% of all New York City pregnancies end in abortion. 41%, that's damn near half the population of New York pregnancies getting pooped into a fucking vacuum tube and thrown out in the trash. How hard is it to fucking wear something to keep that little shit from getting inside you? Or are you just that much of a fucking whore that you want to feel something swimming around in you for a few days before you squeeze it out? %86 of all abortions are done for the matter of convenience. That's it. You're looking for something better for yourself. It's not because, you don't want to bring a child into this world, say, you have a congenital disease, like you have a dormant strain of AIDS that will be passed to your child, or, something of that nature. No, it's 86%. This doesn't fit into my lifestyle. I'm going to kill it. it's interesting, really. But I mean, if you look at the monetary statistics of it, the average cost of first trimester abortion at the 10-week mark. So that's, within the first 10 weeks of you being pregnant. To get that little bastard aborted, cost-wise, $451 average. The average cost of a normal birth, no complications, just shitting the little shit out properly, not cesarean section, all that shit. No complications, no hang-ups, no umbilical cord strangulation, shit like that, is $9,000. So you can spend $9,000, have a kid, bring something that can be great into this world, keep it, give it away, doesn't matter, or spend $451, make your life a little easier, and be on your fucking merry way. It's greed again. I mean, like, the Planned Parenthood founder, Margaret Sanger, was quoted once saying, "The most merciful thing that the most merciful thing that a family does to one of its infant members is to kill it." How is that merciful? How is you taking the option of life and death in your own hands for somebody that isn't you merciful? Let me scroll up here. Okay, so back to the statistic from before, 41% of all New York City pregnancies end in abortion. 11% more. So 52% of all African American pregnancies. That's not like in Africa, that's in the United States, because nobody gives a shit about Africa. In the United States, 52% of African American pregnancies are abortions. Actually, I have nothing bad to say about that. That's a good thing. Need to up that number a little bit. 72%, like these are actual statistics, as I said before. 72% of Planned Parenthood customers, so people going in for abortions, have incomes that are equal to or beneath 150% of the federal poverty level. So mostly lower class or poverty level families are having abortions. There are 30 Planned Parenthood executives that make more than $200,000 a year. That's just from you walking into their place and deciding that you don't want your kid. You're paying these people ass loads of money for your convenience. A few of them even make over $300,000 a year. And that's just from you. Because in, 2010, more than $487 million was given to Planned Parenthood executives and company in itself from the federal government. We're throwing away lives. I mean, we're not. Women are throwing away lives through abortion. As I said, you never know when you can be, about to give birth to one of the greatest Americans ever known. You never know when you can be giving birth to another Hitler, and that would be awesome. Bring another Hitler in here. An American Hitler would be perfect. We can fucking cleanse this country of these. Never mind. Different topic. I'm going to sign off with this. If you haven't already, go down wherever the like button is, give that a click. Subscribe to the channel, wherever they put the subscription button at. And leave a comment if you have an idea for another video topic. I'd like to know what y'all think.